Hi there, this is Solitary Runner from Solitary Runner Films, and welcome to another episode of 6 Film Runs. Today, I'm going to do one just for myself to continue preaching the gospel of John Sayles, one of my favourite directors, and as far as I'm concerned, one of the most neglected American directors of all time. So that 6 film run bizarrely doesn't feature Matewan from 1987. I know that's controversial, but this 6 film run is from the 90s, and these are all astounded films, nothing less than a 4-star film in here, and a few of them are 5-star films. Obviously I'm biased and nobody will agree with me, but here goes anyway. Hopefully this will inspire people to try and track down these films. That's the problem. These films aren't that easy to get. And none more so obvious than 1991's City of Hope. As you can see, I have this on a special edition DVD copy, because this is criminally not available. I think it's available for streaming, or it was on Amazon Prime at one point. It's absolutely ridiculous that you can't get a copy of City of Hope. Again, this is one of Sayles' multi-character, multi-story stories intersecting, characters intersecting, all on the basis of how a city works, from the mayor's office down to political corruption, down to street level hoods. An amazing cast, lots of Sayles regulars, David Strathairn, Joe Morton, just an amazing film about how a city really works and how people deal with each other, the bargains that are made, the concessions that are made. Absolutely fantastic, but it's pretty hard to track down. And then 1992, arguably my favourite John Sayles film, but a lot of times it's whichever one you saw last. Passion Fish. Again, this is one of those synopses, as I mentioned before, that's maybe one of the reasons people don't watch John Sayles films. Is a soap opera actress gets paralysed, goes back to her family home in the bayou, and forms a relationship with one in a long line of home help, played by Alfred Woodward. And Mary McDonnell was nominated for an actress, didn't win, and also David Strathairn's in this. It's just an absolutely beautiful film. Again, Sayles' strength is writing characters you want to spend time with. This is 130 minutes long, and it should have been 10 hours long, because you want to spend years with these characters. That's Passion Fish, which you can get on DVD. Next, we have The Secret of Roan Inish, set in Ireland, but again, because it's Sayles, it doesn't have that Hollywood Irishness that a lot of films set in Ireland have. This is about myth and folklore. Again, a beautiful Mason Daring score. It scored a lot of Sayles films. This is probably the least spectacular out of these 6 films, but it's a lovely, gentle family film. It's a U certificate, and it's just quite beautiful. Then we have his Oscar-nominated film Lone Star, which again is about how we can't escape history. It's about several generations. Chris Cooper, also a regular since Mate One, Chris Christopherson, Matthew McConaughey. The flashbacks, it's one of the best edited films. Scenes from the past and the present are beautifully merged within each other. And again, you can't escape history. It's just amazing. Looks fantastic. Frances McDormand's in it as well. It's just an all-star cast. This one doesn't have a commentary by Sayles, but the films that do have commentaries by Sayles are wonderful as well. He is one of the best at doing commentaries. He pretty much shows you and tells you how to make a low budget film with lots of cast that you might only have for a day. Yeah, this was the one that he got an Oscar nomination for his script, as he says, because it's set in Texas and lots of people like seeing films about Texas, especially Texans, and it's also got a gun in it, so that's why it was popular. That's Lone Star. And as a reaction to Lone Star, he then, in 1997, made Men with Guns, which is set in a Central American country. It's 90% subtitled. Stars the wonderful Frederica Lippi from Devil's Backbone and Kronos, Del Toro, as a doctor who lives the high life. We literally see him at the start of the film with his finger up the ass of a general. He is a doctor after all. And he goes out into the countryside to try and find his student doctors that he sent out in this war-torn even country, and he realises that as he gets further into the countryside, his students turn up dead, and again the world that he lives in, he is unaware of the reality of the situation. It's a road movie. He comes across different characters, a deserter, a lapsed priest, and other characters, and it's just absolutely wonderful and the perfect reaction to getting an Oscar nomination. Let's make a film that nobody will watch, but it's a 5-star film. And then finished the 6th film run in 1999 with the equally fantastic Limbo. Lots of people were upset about the ending of this film, but the clue's in the title. It's not the destination, it's the journey that's the most important thing. Again, this gives you a potted history of Alaska. And again, Dave Strathairn and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, I can never say properly. It's a film of two halves in the kind of urban, well, as urban as Alaska gets, and then out into the wilds of Alaska. It's just a beautiful film. Chris Christopherson is in it as well. Again, a film that's as much about the past as the present. Beautifully acted, beautifully written, and with a wonderful ending, like lots of these John Sayles films do have. So that's my selfish episode of 6 film runs. Go check out John Sayles films if you can find them, because I think he's rather good. So please let me know in the comments if you have a 6 film run by Sayles, and hopefully you'll join me again for more episodes of 6 film runs. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.